you don't mind standing, I'm going to lead us in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for an incredible evening in Canyon Lake, Lord. Thank you that the government is finally open. Our politicians finally come together, Lord, and made a deal. That's exciting news. And more importantly, Lord, thank you for an incredible day we had yesterday as a community, celebrating our veterans, Lord. We have so much to be grateful for all the service of the men and women, Lord, in our armed forces. Let us have a good evening tonight, Lord, and in your name, amen.
Please remain standing. My good friend Marha came here this evening, and I do know that she flies a flag out in front of her home every day, and I would be honored if you would lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Madam Clerk, could you conduct a roll call?
Mayor Pro Tem Castillo. Here. Councilmember Smith.
Here.
Councilmember Stieber.
Here.
Councilmember Welty.
Here.
Mayor Terry.
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
I also request our city attorney to report out of closed session.
Thank you, Mayor Terry. Item 1, no reportable action. Item 2, settlement direction was received by consensus. Item 3, settlement direction was received by consensus. Item 4, no reportable action. And that concludes tonight's closed session report. Thank you.
Very much. To citizen of the quarter, and to do the honors, I would like to invite Mayor Pro Tem Castillo to make a presentation to Jenny Erickson. Isaacson. I apologize.
Does this work? Okay. Hi, Jenny, can you come up? Thank you. And Lucy, can you come up? Lucy, come with me. Mandy, can you help her maybe? We are so blessed that you are here today. And you are here today because Jenny is our citizen of the quarter. And we love you, Lucy. Lucy is a longtime Canyon Lake resident. How long have you lived here?
I'm doing very well, and this lady saved my life. Otherwise, the coyotes would be eating me.
How long have you lived in Canyon Lake?
25 years.
25 years.
I signed my house, and my brother built it. Yeah.
And Lucy lives next door to my in-laws, and we're very blessed to have Lucy here. And Lucy is also Jenny's neighbor. So we are recognizing Jenny today because on May 5th, Lucy fell in her backyard while feeding the bunnies that come in from the golf course fairway. And she did not have her phone, and you did not have your walker.
No, I was really stupid, and I was really happy that day, and I had vim and vigor and all that, and I did the bad thing. And this lady, she saved my life. She thought it was a cat, and after 2 or 2.5 hours, I was kind of cold, it was kind of wet, but she saved me. And I thought the coyotes were going to get me, so I was ready for them.
So she fell, and she called out, and you were in the rain, basically. And Jenny heard. You thought it originally was a cat?
I thought originally it was a little cat meowing, so I went searching thinking I was going to find a kitty cat.
And when the sound wouldn't stop, you went to check and you discovered Lucy, and you immediately climbed over the fence and went through the bushes and called our fire department, who came. And then you stayed with Lucy and comforted her until our fire department arrived, right? And you truly did save her life. And we all absolutely know that and believe that. And we are grateful because she is a treasure in Canyon Lake.
Oh, well, she's my treasure, and everybody's in my treasure because people in Canyon Lake are wonderful. My brother was here since the 80s, and Lyle Skillestead, and probably a lot of people knew him. And I am very proud to be here with everybody.
So, because of Jenny's actions that day, she, instead of Citizen of the Month, she's the Citizen of the Quarter.
She flew over my fence, and I thought she was a guiding angel because I have never seen anything like that, and I was so happy to see her.
Well, she is an angel. She's our angel. So, Jenny and our first responders at the Canyon Lake Fire Department. And now you're healed. You had multiple fractures, right?
Yes.
And now you're healed. You look
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty stubborn. You know, Norwegians are that way.
But because of Jenny's actions, we are recognizing her as the Canyon Lake Citizen of the Quarter for your compassion, your dedication, and your outstanding service to our community and to Lucy, your neighbor. So we are grateful to you and thank you so, so much. Priceless.
Priceless. Yes.
Thank you. Can
Yes.
we get a picture? Here, here's your certificate. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Love you.
I love you too. Yeah. I don't want to fall again.
No, please don't.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Yes, and this was submitted by Kate Mendonça because we didn't know. So thank you for writing that up, Kate.
That's why we love Canyon Lake, right? Yeah. All right, next up, our Student of the Month, and I would invite Council Member Stieber to present the Student of the Month to Zachary Wagoner. Zachary?
Good evening, everyone. Zach, you can come up with me. So I sit on the LEUSD's authentication, which I'm also privileged. Once a month for about 8 months out of the year, I get to go to Student of the Month at Lakeside High School, where out of all of LEUSD that month, it's 8 out of 20,000 kids that were chosen. And this last month, I had the privilege of getting to meet and provide a certificate to Zachary Wagoner. And Zachary is a senior at Keith McCarthy Academy, and he is our Student of our Month this year. A little bit about Zachary is Zachary has lived in Canyon Lake his entire life with his parents and 2 sisters. Zachary enjoys traveling with his family, playing golf, and going out to eat. He plans to move to Maui next fall, where he will finish his associate's degree at the University of Hawaii, Maui College. He then plans to transfer to the University of Hawaii to complete his bachelor's degree. Although he is still undecided in his major, he is leaning towards a law degree. We are proud to recognize Zachary for his outstanding achievements and are confident he'll continue to excel and inspire the Canyon Lake, and maybe might be our future attorney. You never know. But again,
Catherine just got here.
Thank you again for your hard work and dedication, and I'm proud to present also this certificate. Sorry, I didn't walk up with it. To you, and a little gift. This is this? Yes, perfect. And a little gift as well. Sorry. Would you like to say anything? And Dad, do you want to come up? Too? Perfect.
Thank you for recognizing me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Zach, what's your favorite restaurant where you like to eat? Come on.
Ruth Chris.
There, look at this guy. Dad's done you well. I think that's where you're going tonight. I've never been there. Oh, whoa. Yeah, love it.
Congratulations again, and here's your certificate. I'm going to hand over that, and I'll give you this gift. And you can stand in the middle, and I think we'll do some photos.
Nice.
Congratulations again.
Let's give it up for Zachary. If I had to do it all over again, junior college in Hawaii would be a really much better path than the one I took. No, that's why he's Student of the Month. Right. Okay, I would like to introduce the Canyon Lake Quilters for recognition. So if the quilters could come on up, that would be great. And I would also like to invite Lindsay Clark. Could you please come up? Let's give a big hand for Lindsay. You're going to want to be in the middle. It's not my first quilters presentation. Tonight we welcome the Canyon Lake Quilters, who are presenting a patriotic quilt. If any of you went yesterday to the Veterans Day celebration, they gave a quilt away yesterday, and we are going to be presenting that quilt to Lindsay Clark, recognizing her service both as a U.S. Navy veteran and a first responder. Let's give it up for her. A little bit about Lindsay. She served aboard the USS Carl Vinson, completing 2 major deployments, earning multiple warfare qualifications, and supporting high-level Navy operations. After her military service, she became an emergency department nurse, earning advanced certifications, and later moved to Canyon Lake, the greatest patriotic city on the planet. Good choice. With her husband, Chris, to raise their 4 sons. Today, she is a dedicated mom and a local small business owner, and we thank the Canyon Lake Quilters for their continued contributions to our community and honoring our veterans and our first responders in such a meaningful way. Now that you have all this ability to hold something else, here is a letter of recommendation to you, and we thank you for everything that you have done for our country and our community, and congratulations. I would ask that all the council members come up and we can get a picture. Would that be all right?
Yes. It's also a bluebell. Let's squeeze in, everyone. They like each other. All right, 3, 2, 1. Yay. Thank you. Perfect.
More high fives. Good job. Good job. Give me a hug. Give me a hug. That's it. Great job. How are you? Good job.
Oh, look.
You know, having the quilters here was actually Councilmember Stever's idea. I think it was a great idea, and I think it's something that we should do every year. Good idea, Josh. Thank you. All right, now for our presentations, and I would like to invite from the Elsinore Valley Municipal Water District, our director, Darcy Burke.
Hey, Darcy Burke.
Friends, neighbors, guests, usually I come here and don't have good news to share. But did anybody see the lake yesterday? I mean, the flags were beautiful. But did anybody see the lake yesterday? Yes, did. She looks spectacular. So. If you know me, you know I have fought for a copper treatment since Jesus was a small child and before he went to preschool. And this was the right time, and I'm super grateful that the Property Owners Association and my fellow board members supported me in participating in that financially. But that wouldn't have happened without the mayor and Councilman Smith. Sometimes we don't all get along, but we can facilitate reasonableness and the right decision when we're all at the table. And I just want to thank you both for that, and the city manager for sometimes just calming the emotions, because sometimes it's about people when it needs to be about results. But that also brings me to what's coming this week. It's going to get colder, and it's going to rain. And we need to be prepared that we may have a flare-up. Remember, this is like shingles. So you have a little stress, you might have a little flare-up. This was not a one and done. This is not the miracle cure. But this is the first step, I think, in a long-term plan of getting her better and getting her back to where she needs to be. And yes, she is a she. It is a body of water, and she needs a lot of love right now. And so pick up your dog poop. Don't water or over-sprinkle your yard. The more we can make sure that the bad stuff's not going in the lake, the better off she'll stay like she is. So thank you for your help. I just couldn't believe how great, what a difference, right? So I'm very grateful that we were able to get that at least moving. I also want to talk about the Crescent project that's proposed outside the North Gate, and really want to give the Ruff family some kudos. They have over 3,600 signatures against the project. The mayor and I attended the Municipal Advisory Council in Meadowbrook and Good Hope last week, and for some, that was the first time they'd heard about the project, the Crescent Gardens project. For others, they had seen a presentation by the developer. A little bit different information was presented last week than by the developer. So I just want to remind people that we need to keep the pressure on. This is about water quality. This is about public health. This is making sure that our customers, our residents, don't foot the bill to cleaning up somebody else's mess should this project be able to go forward. I also wanted to point out last week that my board had a strategic planning session, and we were actually used as an example. The City of Canyon Lake, the Roundtable, and the POA as a partnership. I almost fell off my chair and hit my head. Who would have thought, even 8 years ago, that that would have been the example of how you get along, the city, the POA, and the water district. So if my board is noticing, hopefully our residents are noticing too, and we can continue the hard work, because some days it's really hard, and to put the residents first and not always an agenda. So thank you for your support. We're not done, we just started, but I think if we don't celebrate the successes as we go along, we get kind of overwhelmed by the work that we have yet to do. So I'm happy to take any questions if anybody has any.
Any questions?
Director Burke, I got a question for you.
Okay.
How long ago was it that the POA and EVMWD were at odds and in the middle of suing each other?
When I took office, we had not yet finished our litigation. So
So
7 years ago.
2017, 2018, 2019-ish?
Correct.
So last week, your board took an action item of giving $100,000 to that same entity, and I think it was a 5-0 decision, is that
It
correct?
was a 5-0 decision.
We have come a long ways.
We have come a very long way.
I think that is in part because of you, but I know that, it's a game of addition, and I can't believe all 5 came on board with that, and I just want to say thank you.
You're welcome. Be quite honest, I was a little surprised myself, but I was very grateful. So,
Any other questions? It was an honor to attend MAC with you as well as Councilman Welty.
Yeah.
You talk about grassroots government. Not quite the formality that we have here. Questions just come to you from the gallery. But I was very impressed, and I would encourage all of our council members the next meeting to perhaps go acquaint yourself with their council and We know that we had a discussion with one of their council members who is very against that cemetery.
Right.
And is, I think that relationship, building that relationship, will be positive in that effort.
If you're not sure what a municipal advisory council is, it's for those areas in the county that don't have representation by a city council. So it's kind of a mediary between them and the county supervisors to have a voice. So like the mayor said, it is a dialogue, which I was kind of taken aback, like, oh, they're actually speaking to each other and they're answering, until it gets to public comment. Then there's no answer whatsoever. So it was an interesting, I had never attended a MAC before, so it was an interesting observation. And there was a lot of people that turned out, and this is their way of participating in government, local government. And a lot of them, there is no way they're physically ever going to be able to get to the county seat. So this is their one opportunity to really have their voice heard. So I think the more we can reach out to our neighbors, it was really encouraging to hear some of their questions about other issues, about all the trash we see on the 74 and how are we going to clean that up? It's the same conversations that we have. So I think we have more in common than we think we do. Traffic, also the lack of signage, perhaps when EBMWD was putting in a new sewer line in the 74, and I'm sorry, shared the same frustrations. So I think there's a lot in common that we could build that relationship on.
Anything else? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, Riverside County Sheriff's Office, Captain Boyd. Good evening, Captain.
Good evening.
Thanks for going yesterday.
It was my pleasure. Thanks for the invite. Honorable Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, City Council, city staff, residents, and guests. I appreciate the opportunity to formally introduce myself. I know I've met a lot of you over the past couple months, but I officially took over command of the Lake Elsinore Station in September, coincidentally from your new Chief of Police. Jim and I have known each other for quite a long time, so I look forward to partnering with him as you guys make your transition to your own agency. I also look forward to seeing what we can do in the next year or so to improve things and build upon the foundation that Chief Rails has laid. And with that, I will take the opportunity to now introduce Lieutenant Olguin. So I brought Lieutenant Olguin over from our Rupa Valley Station, and I've assigned him to manage our patrol operations as well as our contract with the City of Canyon Lake. So with that, I'll let him say a few words about himself, and he's going to present the stats for you.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Like the captain mentioned, I did come from Aruba Valley Station. I'm Lieutenant Julio Olguin. I got 23 years on with the Riverside County Sheriff's Department. I worked a variety of stations, basically been all over the county. Happy to be here. I'm happy I got this contract, and I look forward to making improvements for you guys. Mayor, City Council, City staff, residents, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. So with that, just hit the button.
Yeah.
We're going to go over the Canyon Lake stats for July through September of 2025. Calls for service for July, August, and September. In July, we had 398. In August, we had 325. In September, we had 369. In the gray, if you look at the gray area, right underneath those numbers, those are from the previous years. What we had last July, we had 498. Last August, we had 395, and last September, we had 356. Arrest. These are arrests for the July, August, and September. In July, for 2025, we had 0. For August, we had 2, and for September, we had 3 misdemeanor arrests. For July, we had 2. In August, we had 4, and in September, we had 4. Violent crimes, aggravated assaults, robberies, rapes, and homicides. We were down in 2025. We had 0 aggravated assaults for July. In August of 2025, we had 1. And in September, we went back down and had 0. Same thing for robberies. For 2025, we had 0. August, we had 0. And in September, we had 0. Rapes, 0 for July, 0 for August, and 0 for September. We went down on that as well, which is good. Homicides were 0 down the board. Property crimes. For 2025, we went up. We had 2 burglaries in July. In August, we broke the same. It was 1 and 1 for 2024, 2025. September, we went up. We went down. We had 0. Larcenies, which is your property crimes. In July, we went down. We had 7. In August, we went up. We had 8. In September, we went back down. We only had 2. Vehicle thefts, none for July, none for August, and none for September. Priority calls. So in July, we had, these are our response times for priority 1s, priority 2s, priority 3s, and priority 4s. It was an average time of, in July, for priority 1s, it was 6 minutes, 98 seconds for them to get to priority 1 calls. In August, it was 6 minutes, 2 seconds. In September, it was 7 minutes, 87 seconds. So priority 2 calls, it took them 22 minutes, 81 seconds in July. August, 14 minutes, 39 seconds. September, 25 minutes, 2 seconds. Priority 3s, in July, it took them 26 minutes. In August, 55 minutes, and in September, 53 minutes. For priority 4s for July, it took them 40 minutes. In August, it took them 55 minutes, and in September, it took them 35 minutes. And on the gray area, you see the calls for service for each area and for each priority. Total for traffic, total collisions. In July, we had 10. In August, we had 12. And in September, we had 9. Fatal traffic collisions, we had 0 down the board. Traffic citations, there was 1 in July, 7 in August, and none for September. DUIs, 1 in July, 1 in August, and none for September. What I can say is the captain and I reviewed all these calls for service for those months, and we identified some issues that hopefully have been resolved. There's been some changes made, and I can almost guarantee you those times, response times, are good, but they can be better, and they will be improved. So, any questions? Thank you for your time.
I have a question. Call for service for the misdemeanor warrant arrests, or were they new crimes?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Were they warrant arrests for the misdemeanors, or were they?
Some were, and some were actually citations handed out.
What kind of?
It could be like a past theft, and they put a misdemeanor warrant in the system. Like specifically, I can't tell you, but normally that's what.
Yeah, no, I mean, not what kind of misdemeanor warrant, the other misdemeanors, what kind, like across the board?
Petty theft.
Petty theft?
Yeah. Any other questions? No? Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I apologize, Mr. Mayor. I snuck out. Did you guys have any questions for me?
Any questions for Captain Boyd? Thank you, Captain. All right. Now, presentation, Canyon Lake Fire Department, Chief Latindras. Good evening, Chief.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, City Council, City staff, members of the public. Jeff Latindras, your Fire Chief, and I am here to present our monthly statistics for the month of October. So during the month of October, we responded to 105 responses. It was one of our busier months. More days in the month, I think, is probably one of the reasons, but there's no other reasons why we can identify the increase from last month. Of those 104 responses, 4 of them were fire. We had 70 emergency medical incidents, 1 hazardous condition, 13 service calls, 9 good intents, 6 false alarms, and 1 special incident type for the 104. So far this year, we have responded to 945 incidents. Our response times, and again, we look at an average first, which is 50% of the time. That's what we're meeting for our average. So we were at 51 seconds for turnout time. That's from the time of the alarm until the time we go en route. Our travel time was 5 minutes and 10 seconds. That's from the time we're en route to the time we arrive on scene. And the total response time for October was 5 minutes and 59 seconds. Again, we like to measure ourselves, what are we doing 90% of the time, not just what are we doing 50% of the time. So our response time is 1 minute 18 seconds. Our travel time is 7 minutes and 19 seconds. And our total response time is 8 minutes and 48 seconds. During the month of October, we responded to 12 incidents outside the city. 8 of those were in the Lake Elsinore area code, 2 were in Good Hope, 1 in Menifee, and 1 was in the city of Riverside, in the zip code for the city of Riverside. So far this year, we responded 99 times outside the city. 85 of those were in Lake Elsinore, 2 in Good Hope, 10 in Menifee, 1 in Riverside, and again, back in January, we responded to the Eaton fire in Los Angeles County. The one in Riverside, just to talk about it, it was a response to the Lake Matthews area, and so from the computer, that was identified as being in Riverside. So that's a little clarification on that one. So as we look at the map, this is the map showing where they are. Again, those numbers represent the zip code areas and not necessarily the city limits proper. When you start looking at the map, you see that a lot of those calls that we go into are actually in the unincorporated area along the 74. Conversely, during the month of October, Riverside County CAL FIRE responded 7 times into our city. So far this year, they have responded a total of 60 times inside the city limits. We were out and about a lot during the month of October, a lot of community outreach that we conducted. We had a National Walk to School Day. We had a CPR training session for the Tuesday work group out at the golf course, a fire station tour. We were participating at the Parade of Frights. We were out at the Canyon Lake Car Show, and we took some of our new captains for an orientation at Hemet Ryan Air Attack Base, where they were given some air operations training. A special note, on October 30th, 2025, a Riverside City Fire Department battalion chief passed away. And so in order for their members of their department to send all of their on-duty personnel, most of the fire agencies in Riverside County went and covered different stations in the city of Riverside. Our city covered Station 5. Kind of a note, they responded to 9 incidents from 8 o'clock in the morning until 2 o'clock in the afternoon while they were there covering. So they were very grateful for our support so that they could grieve as a family for the loss of one of their battalion chiefs. I didn't know where that came from.
You're going to find out.
Yeah. But that concludes my presentation, and so I'm available if you have any questions.
Any questions?
Yeah, I got a question. Chief, you always do such a good job on your presentation. That's why actually the city attorney was telling me how good of a job you do on your presentations. I got a quick question for you. 945 is what I believe you said call to date. Is that correct?
I believe that was, yes, sir.
So that's pretty much on average of our 1,100 a year.
It is, yes, we're right on track.
So since we formed our fire department, it's kind of just always been within 20, 30, 50 at most.
I think 2 years back to back, we were the exact same number.
Wow. Okay. Riverside. It's pretty awesome.
It was an honor to be part of that helped them so that they could grieve.
That's a lot of calls for our boys in one day. They're not used to that.
They were not used to that.
Not used to 9 calls in 6 hours. That's a week's worth of work in Canyon Lake. So just, anyways, that's awesome. Good experience for the guys.
And it'll pay dividends in the end. If we need assistance from them for some reason, we know that we can give them a call. And they will be there for us as well. So it's a quid pro quo.
Has there been any more talk on using our Type 6 during fire season next year?
We are always available as long as we can staff it. We were just at a meeting this morning with the division chief from this area for Riverside County Fire, and we were commenting on what a slow. Strangely enough, we're saying this after January, but the fire season that typically is summer into fall was almost non-existent this year. So there were not a lot of responses, but we are always available, and depending on our staffing, we will go and respond.
What's minimum staffing on that Type 6 to send it up?
We need 3 personnel.
Okay. Thank you, Mr.
You're
Mayor.
welcome.
Any other questions?
I just have a.
You just gotta really hit it hard. There you go.
Oh, there you go. I was lucky enough to speak with the chief a little bit yesterday at our Veterans Day. Did you know that our chief is a veteran? Yep. And he was saying that we have a lot of reserves coming, or applications coming in, or.
We have been blessed the last 2 to 3 months. We have brought in 6 new reserve firefighters.
That's awesome. And I think we all are really excited about that because obviously the more the merrier in Canyon Lake, and that's a pool of resources for you. And so we're grateful that you're doing that.
It's a great resource, I think, just for the city. I think city staff will recognize that the reserves were there for the event and were available to the entire city and not just to the fire department. And as we have those events, we make themselves available.
Love it. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
All right, now for our nonprofit spotlight. And tonight we are going to bring to you the Rose Again Foundation. And it is my honor to recognize our nonprofit spotlight of the month, the Rose Again Foundation. It was founded in 2013, and the Rose Again Foundation provides services for foster children, which is, if you think about it, you're a family who's decided to take on a foster child. What a great piece of your heart you're giving. But you don't always have all the resources. And what the Rose Again Foundation does is they take a little bit of that decision-making out of your decision to be foster parents. And it is my honor to welcome my good friend Julie No this evening and share just a little bit about your foundation. Thank you for coming tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Me. Thank you, Mayor Terry, council members, guests, and everyone. I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous, but I wanted to say thank you because the Rose Again Foundation is something that's so near to my heart. Our mission is to Our mission is to enhance the lives of the foster kids and their families. And that is such a huge part of what we do because it's all encompassing for us. It's all of the family. Families have bio kids and biological children. And we want to make sure that everybody's included because it does take a big piece of your heart when you've taken these kids. I'm the executive director of the foundation. It was founded by Natalie Dixon, and my programs director is Maria Baldovino. She herself is a former foster child who has gone through the system and has gone through so much in her life that I think she has just been the perfect person to has helped carry this program on. We have a very small advisory board, and I am an unpaid position, so it's a totally volunteer position for me. I do it just because I absolutely love it. It feeds my soul. I'm going to go through this fairly quickly. I don't want to keep anybody. So these are our major programs: Emergency Placement, Tutor Me, Kids Soar, Bless the Children, which is an event we have, and a financial aid application, which allows us to kind of keep our services a little bit open. Kids go through these foster agency, and this is just how they get placed, but I won't run through it all. But basically, the Child Abuse Hotline is called, then Child Protective Services comes out, and if the child has to be placed, then they call a foster care agency. The families have registered with those agents to become parents, and the agency tries to match them up. If there are siblings, they try to keep them together, which we all know is sometimes hard, but a lot of these parents are so good about doing that, especially years later. Sometimes the mothers have multiple children throughout the years, and the families will keep the children no matter how many she ends up having or how many the family has. Then how we come into it is the foster agency or Child Protective Services, or sometimes the attorneys that work with the children and the families will call us or give the families our name. And that's when they call us and they want to know how we can help them. So here's where we're at. Well, let me start with this. Canyon Lake has 2 foster families that we're working with right now. Lake Elsinore, we're doing 10. Wildemar 3, Menifee 5, and as you can see, the list goes on. We have more, but these are our active families right at this moment because that changes so often. But as of about a week ago when she put this together, this is our current active families that we're working with every day, every week. We've served 1,600 kids since 2013. And they have been kids, we do them as soon as they register with one time, no matter if they come in or out of the system back and forth, we just count them one time. So in that time, we've had 1,600 kids come through. They do an online application. We take care of them from there. So our new emergency placing program, when the child first comes to the home, this program says that we'll go ahead and start them off. Within 24 to 48 hours, we'll shop for them everything they need. If it's a newborn, it's diapers, formulas, bottles. If it's an older child, it's clothing, shoes. I mean, some of these kids come with, I mean, you look down at their feet and you just wonder how the shoes even stay on. Sometimes the clothes are dirty, they're ripped. They usually really don't have anything. I think a lot of people wonder if that's a true story, and it is. Depending on how Child Protective Services gets to them or takes them, gives them that many minutes to get the stuff out. And so a lot of times that's why they end up in bags, they end up in their hands, or they just end up with nothing. So we come in, and our goal is 48 hours. We try really hard to do within 24, but we usually get it done within 48. Our next program is the Tutor Me, and Tutor Me says that if a child needs to go to school, because a lot of these kids have they've never been registered, and if there's a time that they can be registered to go to school, we will go ahead and pay for private tutoring. The reason we want to do it privately is because they're hard to tutor. It's hard for them to go to a regular classroom. It's hard for the teachers to give them that one-to-one attention. And sometimes it's hard for the parents to get them anywhere because they have multiple appointments already between psychologists, counsels, everything. That the tutoring program is really helpful. They come in later in the evening, they sit with child one-to-one, and they work with the kids. Right now, our newest application, she's 5. She was nonverbal. She came from a homeless father, and the mother was on drugs and in jail, and the father was not doing any better. He got pulled over for a DUI, and so they found the 2 kids, and they were able to find a foster family that took all 3. There were actually 3 in the car, but one ended up at the hospital before they could come to the family. So all the 2 kids were nonverbal, 3 and 5. So if you can imagine that. Anyways, so now she's tutoring. So it's really good. She actually saw me the other day, and when I asked her a question, she was actually able to answer me. I was just so happy. She said her name, and she said she said, "I'm good." This is what she said to me. I said, "How are you doing, honey?" She said, "I'm good." And just to hear her say those words was amazing, because when I first met her, all she could do was pull on my arm. Next is our Kids Soar. We all know that our kids are raised in extracurricular activity, and county doesn't have that kind of program or that kind of money to give every child the extracurricular activity that they need. So we'll do 2 activities a year for them. It could be anything. It could be swimming. It could be gymnastics. It could be anything. A lot of times it's things to help them just acclimate to being somewhere. Our Bless the Children event is where we help, last year was 212 kids and emancipated young adults. We'll do both, and basically we just put together their wish list, and we have a little party for them. And it's really a lot of fun. We made pancakes last year. If you've ever cooked 40 pounds of bacon, I don't recommend it. It's a lot of work, but we did it. And we made 600 pancakes, and we had a really good time with the 212 kids. We get a lot of support for that, and we greatly appreciate it, but it's one of our it's just a signature program for us, and the families look forward to it. And our last thing is our financial aid. The one thing that we say that we keep open. That computer was actually from one of our emancipated kids. He's really working hard to go to college. He's at MSJC, and he was doing his homework on a cell phone. The reason he wasn't going to the computer lab is they close. And sometimes if we are all college students, we're all students, sometimes we don't do work in the regular time, especially when you have a job and trying to do everything. So when the computer lab's closed, you can't get back in. So he does a lot of his work on his cell phone. And when Maria went to visit him, he was showing her his essay. She's like, "Where's your computer?" He's like, "I don't have one. I'm working on this. And when I can, I go to the computer lab and I do it that way." So we ended up buying him just a little computer. It wasn't too expensive, but it was just something we felt that he could need. So we use this financial aid to do things like that. Uber gift cards for interviews for the emancipated. And then for the young kids, one of the biggest things we're buying right now are baby socks. And the reason is because they're called owl socks. and they monitor the baby's heartbeat and everything so that the foster families can sleep soundly. And if something's happening with the baby, the sock will turn on and their phones go off, and it allows them to go into the room. A lot of the babies that come are drug addicted, and so they really need special care. And it's exhausting to take them, and the foster families that do, they rarely sleep. So we want to make life easier for them. I think that was it. Just thank you for, these are just some of the things of families that have given to us. We have a lot of families that end up adopting. We have one mom that adopted all 6 of her kids, and so we've been with her throughout the journey. I think that's it for me. I hope I explained to you, Rose, again well enough, and if you have any questions.
Any questions? I'll tell you what, we're all parents. Proud of you.
Thanks.
And all that you do.
Thank you.
All these things that you mentioned are their worst day.
Yeah, it is.
And to have an organization that we know is out there that's going to pick up that slack. I think there's some first responders here. It's not a good day for them when they have to call CPS.
No.
I hope they feel a little bit better as well, knowing that you're out there and you're going to give that kid a shot.
That's what we hope, and it's been such a rewarding thing, so thank you. I know I tear up every time I talk about it, but I think when you meet the kids, you just want to give them a little bit of help and a big hug. And those foster parents, the reason we do it all together is because that takes a lot to do that. And they do it every day, day in and day out, and they don't complain, and we love it.
Can we get a picture with you and showing you and your organization our support?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I make a comment too?
Sure.
That extracurricular Kids Soar is amazing, because when you think about all the things that you need, but the opportunity to do something that they probably would never ever have the opportunity to do otherwise, that is such a blessing.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a great program. We get a lot of kids that gain so much confidence. And I think because we are all parents, we do forget that kids need it. Not the county's fault. There's just not enough money out there. And as you can see, there's a lot of foster kids out there. So thank you.
No, thank you.
What a great highlight.
Do you mind? I would all of you to come up as well. Give her a round of applause.
Great. All right, we're gonna squeeze.
We're all gonna have to become friends. Bacon cooker.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
I might hold you to that. Thank you.
We have one more this year. Yep. Got one coming up in December.
Man, how do you compete with the ones that you've highlighted so far, though?
Yeah.
They only like the good
Where are you going?
Bye, Jenny.
Is Katie the one on the wheel?
If the citizens
Public comments. Madam Clerk, are there any public comments on consent calendar or non-agenda items?
There are. Chief Latendrous had some additional comments he wanted to provide, so we can go ahead and do that now, and then we have one additional public commenter.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, City Council, City Staff again, Jeff Latendrous. I'm sure all of us are watching the news. We see the incoming storm for this weekend. Earlier this week, it was forecasted to be about a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch. I was on a webinar this morning with the National Weather Service, and now they're projecting over 2 inches for our area starting Thursday evening through Sunday. So with that information, we ordered sand and sandbags, and that sand and sandbags are available at the fire station now for any Canyon Lake resident. They can come by the fire station at any time. They will have to fill their own sandbags. If anybody has any needs and need assistance, please knock on the door. We'd be more than happy to assist them in filling the sandbags. But I did want to get that information out to the community today, so I thank you for this opportunity.
Good evening, Mayor Mark Terry, Mayor Pro Tem Cassie, Councilman Jeremy Smith, Councilman Josh Stieber, Councilman Dale Welty. My name is Gail B. Allen, and I'm the Assistant Communication Director for the Lake Elsinore Stake of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And every year, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints invites the world to celebrate and commemorate the birth and life of Jesus Christ. A very exciting initiative that honors the love of the Savior is coming to the Inland Valley this holiday season. I wore even though I protest about celebrating Christmas before Thanksgiving's over, I did wear a Christmas pin. The giving machines, and I think you have a handout on the giving machines. These are just amazing. This is the very first time that we are able to have the giving machines in the Inland Empire. What is the giving machine? The giving machine is a customized red vending machine. They're very large and with a slight twist. Instead of when you put your credit card in to buy something, dispensing a product to consume, it will allow you to donate a tangible item to someone in our local area that's in need or around the world. It will be at the Galleria, Tyler Mall, from November 28th to December 31st, and the machines are located on the first floor near Macy's entrance. I will be volunteering with my grandchildren. On December 22nd, we have all local volunteers that help people to figure out how to work the machines. It's pretty easy. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints covers all the operational costs. It's absolutely no cost to anyone or any facility. Individual credit card transactions fees are covered by the church. As such, all the participating nonprofits get 100% of the proceeds that the giving machine that you can purchase there. Since 2017, this started out, you might have seen us in New York in Times Square. We had some really beautiful of the Savior. It was really interesting to see in Times Square the Marriott building lit up with this beautiful scene. And so we've had the giving machines since 2017 and sponsored by the Church of Jesus Christ. And it's an important way to show the love of Jesus Christ and with people around the world. It is it's not just to members of the church or members of our, denominations. It's to anyone that has a need. And you can buy goats for Africa. You can buy water systems for it. Goes the gamut. You can, everything. Since 2017,
I hate to do this, but can I extend her time? In all fairness to others who make comments?
Mayor, if you believe that the speaker needs additional time to finish her comments, you have that discretion.
I'm almost done.
I give you my discretion.
Thank you. Mayor Terry. Since 2017, more than 2 million people have visited a giving machine and donated over $44 million in goods and services throughout the world. This year's global charities are the Academy for Creating Enterprise, American Red Cross, CARE, Catholic Relief Services, Church World Service, Days for Girls Improvement International, IDE Global, Lifting Hands International, MAP International, Mentors International, Right to Play, Save the Children, UNICEF, Water Aid, and World Food Programs. Among the items available are food, shelter, clothing, health care, education, job and career training, and livestock. So you can see the handouts and the pictures of it. We do have local charities in Riverside that will be part of the donation too. They always have local ones besides national and international charities. So we are so excited because in order to do this for the last few years, we've had to go to Orange County if we wanted to do it, or San Diego. But this year, we are in Riverside, and we're looking forward to seeing the generosity and the love of the Savior through these great donations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Captain.
You're welcome.
Okay, to our consent calendar. If any council member would like a consent calendar item pulled, please do so now. If not, I need a motion and a second to approve.
Mayor, if there are no items that are going to be pulled, if I could please comment on number 10.
Absolutely.
Okay. Shall I proceed?
Yes.
Okay. On item number 10, we have the construction project change order in the amount of $79,356. I've got a lot of questions and confusion on this from members of the public. One, this is about $19,000 in total over what our expected amount was. We were at a little over 600 plus 60,000 in contingency. That's an important number to understand, and I can tell you our own Chief Rails has already saved that amount of money in negotiations he's doing for some of our equipment, so that money came and went pretty quick. But there's a couple things that I think it's important to understand. One, this is an item that, as per our new ordinance, falls within my approval. I have up to $100,000 in change order authority. But because of the importance of this and paying respect to Councilmember Stieber as well, making sure that we are transparent in everything that we're doing and posting this, it's not an item that needed to come forward. It's an item that we wanted to show this is what we're doing. I also want to comment on what it is that we're doing. So at the risk of sounding too presidential, what we're doing has never been done before. We're doing the best that anybody's ever done. We have amazing partners and amazing staff. So we've got DMA, our architect. We've got Low Construction, and then we've got our fire chief, who is also our fire marshal. We've got an amazing building official and our own Chief Rails going through all this at once. And the way a process like this would typically work, you would go through, have your architect design everything, 6 months, maybe a year. You would then have that go to an engineer for an engineer's estimate, and then you go out to RFP. You could be 2 years in that process before a hammer is swung. Because we didn't have that kind of timeline, all of us sat down, and while I've never built a police department before, I won't be able to say that soon, I have absolutely been a part of building police stations. So to be able to kind of go through this and have partners like DMA where we can say, what we need from you is to be about 2 weeks ahead of us as we build. Because this isn't an average I'm building a house. This is a level 4 risk facility that the state of California says must meet all these requirements. Sometimes I get to say words at the dais that I don't typically say elsewhere, but there are things like what are commonly called fart fans. It's an exhaust fan that goes in a bathroom. That is what you would think would be in some of this environment. It cannot. And per the architect as showing what the building code requires for these buildings, we had 2 exhaust fans that must be filtered coming in and going out, and it can't just be a standard filter. That is not something that we knew exactly would be in there, but because we're using these architects, we're able to do that. We had items where we had to move air handlers because where the strapping and bracing is, where you would typically just kind of cut that in that one space where you go, I've not lost that much integrity of the building, no big deal, I'm going to put my air handlers here. We couldn't do that because we can't. This is, again, a risk level 4 building. We can't lose any of the integrity of the building. So we had to find different locations to move that. So as you go through that change order, it's a lot of things like that. There's some minor stuff that was the kind of gotcha or surprise. The weep screed, when you stick your finger underneath, the weep screed is where the concrete kind of meets the back of the building, and you've got the ability for the moisture to drain down in your stucco. If you stuck your finger under there, it just fell apart. We knew that had to be repaired. So there's a little bit of what I would call unexpected surprises, but we fully expected some level of this. So none of it, when people say, oh my gosh, it's a surprise they had to spend $80,000 more, it's really not. What we're doing and the way we're doing it, this is not abnormal in any way. We didn't have the foresight we didn't have the ability to have the foresight because of that timeline. So I look at it the opposite, as some of the members of the public have said to me. We killed it. We were within $19,000 of building this thing exactly to specification. And one of my comments when I can't believe you spend this much on a change order. Somebody that feels that way has probably never built anything, because you either have the specifications and you're going to build exactly to those specifications, and you've got things where you can rely on air and emissions insurance if things aren't specified the way that they're supposed to be. Some of this was a design in theory, really, as we kind of go. And we knew we were going to be close, but we were nearly spot on. Within $19,000 of this entire building, it's something I'm very proud of the entire team, and that team includes our 2 partners in DMA and Lowe's Construction. Thank you for allowing me to speak on that, Mayor.
I just have one comment. I just appreciate you putting this on the agenda, because clearly after our action in the last couple council meetings, you didn't need to, but just thank you for the transparency and kind of gauging the pulse of this council as a whole. So appreciate that. I'm excited to see that. I think all of us are shocked that we're at the place where we're at, because I walked it last week, I think. It's done. That doesn't happen in government. I'm sorry. That just does not happen. So
the entire project will be complete by the end of November.
And they said that, and I didn't believe them. I did not believe them. And sure enough, here we are. And that's just looking at change orders all the time on the regional boards I serve on. This is very small, but it always happens. And to see the completion at hand, it's just incredible. So kudos to you and the team and the staff, and incredible job. So.
Mayor, if I can have a second. City Manager, appreciate putting that together and actually breaking all of it down to give the community a better understanding. And I do applaud you, staff, all parties that, if it was 100,000, might ring some noise, but knowing and understanding in government, I do government construction. It is not an easy thing, but to be able to pull off a police station that meets the state's codes and requirements from seismic and safety and everything else, we nailed it. But I do appreciate you taking the time, even though it was a consent item, to go over it for the community. Thank you.
Thank you.
I would echo that. I think it's good for our residents to be that transparent, and I thank you for doing that. With that being said, I need a motion and a second to approve the consent calendar.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Madam Clerk, will you conduct a roll call?
Mayor Potem Castillo? Aye. Councilmember Smith?
Aye.
Councilmember Seaver?
Aye.
Councilmember Welty?
Aye.
Mayor Terry?
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, public hearings. Madam Clerk, is it your wish that I read the entire?
Happy to do that for you.
I can do it, you can do it. Okay, number 11, adopt a resolution adopting a general plan amendment, amending the City of Canyon Lakes housing element for the 6th cycle, years 221 and to 229. We will open the public hearing and take public testimony. And 2, adopt resolution number 2025-47, amending the City of Canyon Lakes general housing element to meet the requirements of the 6th cycle housing element requirements of state law and the California Department of Housing and Community Development, adopting the addendum to the previous negative declaration for the housing element adopted February 9th, 2022, and finding that no substantial changes have occurred in the proposed project due to new significant information, new environmental effects, and new information of substantial importance consistent with the California Environmental Quality Act. It is now 7:36, and the public hearing is now open. We have a presentation by City Attorney Stephen Graham.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. It's only the end of 2025, and we are this close to finishing our 2021 6th cycle housing element for the California Housing and Community Development Department. As you see in the staff report, we're looking at some relatively small targeted changes to the town center specific plan that the state has requested that we approve because in their understanding, it would ensure that the city is meeting the state's objectives when it comes to creating more housing stock throughout the entire state. The state doesn't really know what to do with the city of Canyon Lake. The city of Canyon Lake is essentially entirely built out. The city of Canyon Lake, the vast majority of our housing stock is behind the gates in a private property owners association. So we don't have large areas of land like some other cities do that we can zone that are greenfield, ready to go. So we've had to be very creative over the last 4 years in working with the state so that, you know, this city, it is possible to develop the housing that the state has allocated to it. The city council has already adopted several policies, including addressing the availability of accessory dwelling units to the town center specific plan itself, which allows for mixed use development in the town center. It doesn't require it. You know, the town center is not getting demolished next week, but it does give property owners a path if they want to have commercial development with residential development above it. It gives them that path towards doing that kind of 21st century development. The state has asked for some changes. Instead of having, for example, an overall density of 20 dwelling units to the acre, they want each site to have that minimum density. So you wouldn't have one site that has a lower density and another site has a higher density. They want to make sure that they're getting that density. They wanted clarification on when housing is permitted as a ministerial act as opposed to a conditional use permit. And they wanted to clarify that if someone came in and met certain requirements, that they could have a housing project alone. So all of those items are addressed in this housing element, and then you'll see the next item on our agenda is actually the ordinance that implements those changes. Happy to answer any questions you may have. You'll recall the last time this came forward, the council did give city staff broad discretion to address the changes that the state was looking for. I think sort of speaking to the comments that we just had on the last item, we want to make sure that we're being very transparent with this process. That's why it's coming back for 2 public hearings, this item and the next item, so that everyone in the city is clear on, what we are doing to meet the mandates that the state is imposing on this city and others. Thank you, Mayor.
Any questions for staff?
I have a question. Just to note that the overlay is also part of our housing element, the section of land over behind the golf course, essentially.
Yeah, there's many elements. Oh, sorry, let's not use elements. There are many different parts of the housing element,
Yes.
That we've addressed over the last few years. But the only one that they were specifically targeting this time around was the town center specifically.
Only the town center. Okay. Thank you. I'm just excited we're getting through the housing element. There's always that thing hanging over your head of what are they going to do next? Now I feel like they've asked us to do some minor things to clear this out. Great progress. It only took 4 years. Not on us, but the review process.
And keep in mind, the mixed use potential in the town center, when we looked at the town center specific plan, I believe the council and the public were generally pretty excited about it. These changes aren't going to have any significant effect on that. It's just clarifying a few things for the state.
Anyone else? Is there any public testimony? It is 7:41 and the public hearing is now closed. Is there any additional discussion by City Council? I need a motion and a second to adopt resolution number 2025-47, amending the City of Canyon Lake's general plan housing element, adopting the addendum to the previous negative declaration for the housing element, and a finding that no substantial changes have occurred in the proposed project due to new significant information, new environmental effects, or new information of substantial importance consistent with CEQA.
Good job, Mr. Mayor.
I will make that motion.
I'll second it.
City Clerk to conduct a roll call.
Mayor Pro Tem Castillo? Aye. Councilmember Smith?
Aye.
Councilmember Stieber?
Aye.
Councilmember Welty?
Aye.
Mayor Terry?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Item number 12, introduction of the first reading of ordinance number 266, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Canyon Lake, California, amending Title IX, Planning and Zoning, Chapter 9.30, Mixed Use Zones, Section 9.30030, Zones Established of the Canyon Lake Municipal Code. We will now open the public hearing and take public testimony. We will also find the proposed zoning ordinance amendment is exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act pursuant in Section 15061B3 of the CEQA guidelines, because it can be seen with certainty that there is no possibility that the activity in question may have a significant effect on the environmental, and 3, waive the full reading and introduce by title only ordinance number 266, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Canyon Lake, California, amending Title IX, Planning and Zoning, Chapter 9.30, Mixed Use Zones, Section 9.30030, Zones Established of the Canyon Lake Municipal Code. It is now 7:43 and the public hearing is now open. And once again, a presentation by City Attorney Stephen Grant.
Mayor, like I just said, one of the items we're going to be having before you is going to be an amendment to the city's municipal code that is going to be addressing those items that we talked about in the mixed use zone. So this is, when is housing allowed as a matter of right? What is the minimum floor area or minimum use share between the two? I don't really have anything other to add because we just talked about it. The only thing I would say is you should expect a third item to be coming forward in the future. So this is amending the municipal code. There will be an amendment to the specific plan so that all three, general plan, housing element, city municipal code, and the specific plan are all in harmony. I think the publication timeline for that couldn't be met for this meeting. So you will see another item. It will also be talking about the town center specific plan and having an amendment to it. But this simply effectuates the changes that we just discussed on the last item.
Are there any questions for staff? Is there any public testimony?
Mayor, there is not.
It is now 7:45. The public hearing is now closed. Any additional discussion by city council? I take it that's a no. I need a motion and a second to find the proposed zoning ordinance amendment is exempt from CEQA and waive the full reading and introduce by title only ordinance number 266, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Canyon Lake, California, amending Title IX, Planning and Zoning, Chapter 9.30, Mixed Use Zones, Section 9.30.030, Zones Established of the Canyon Lake Municipal Code.
I'll make a motion.
I will second it. City Clerk, can we conduct a roll call?
Mayor Pro Tem Castillo?
Aye.
Councilmember Smith?
Aye.
Councilmember Stieber?
Aye.
Councilmember Welty?
Aye.
Mayor Terry?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Number 13, adopt a resolution approving a facility use policy and associated fee schedule for the use of city council chambers. 1, open the public hearing and take public testimony. 2, adopt resolution 2025-48, approving the facility use policy and fee schedule governing the use of city council chambers. It is 7:46. This public hearing is now open. We have yet a presentation from our great city manager, Aaron Brown.
Thank you, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and Council. The direction that was given when this council chambers was built was to make it so that we could essentially fraction it off and have half of it available for the public use. So that is what we have done. The staff desks were made so that they slide on sliders that we can move it over, disconnect everything. The podium slides forward. We've got a divider wall that comes out, and the other portion there is available for public use. So this is, after a lot of research and looking at how other cities do it and what they're doing and what they charge for it, the breaks they give for 501c3s and other organizations that give back to the community. We have put that all together to be able to offer for the public's use this facility available during business hours from Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5. This also lays out what the cost would be for any types of use. Additionally, for any organizations that staff or council members may have that are not affiliated with a political function that may serve an organization within the community, it gives the ability for the staff or council member to essentially chaperone that and make it available to the public. So we would be happy to take any questions we can on this, and that concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Any questions for staff?
I have a comment. I came, when was the election?
Tuesday last week.
Tuesday. And this was cordoned off, and it worked. It was cool.
We're quite proud of it. It looks good whether it is open or closed, and still gives a very professional approach to those that would be using it. And there is a minor amount of technology that would be available, including that television, and there's a speaker system on the corner over there.
That's awesome.
Any other questions for staff?
Madam Clerk, how did you think it went last Tuesday? Besides our lovely county handling the election process, that's another story. But as far as the usage of the space, how was it? Good?
They seemed a little cramped in there, but I think it went well. I think they had more people than they expected.
That's what I think too. I mean, the line was literally wrapped around our old administrative
Absolutely.
building.
Yeah.
So it was insane, right? But for a typical meeting, I think it's the right use of the space. And I just want to commend you, Mr. City Manager, because all of us had ideas on what this item was going to look like. And I think you kind of nailed it. And I know that Mayor Pro Tem Castillo and myself, we've done town hall meetings in here. You were part of them, Aaron, and we've had this place packed. And it was nice because we kept this open, so we allowed for more people. And so I'm excited to see this come so people can utilize this space, and it's not just for us to have one meeting a month. So that's it, Mr. Mayor.
People's space.
It's the people's space. That's why we built it.
Any public testimony?
Mayor, there is not.
It is 7:50, and this public hearing is now closed. Any additional discussion or any discussion by city council that we didn't already ask for? I need a motion and a second to adopt resolution number 2025-48, approving a facility use policy and fee schedule governing the use of the city council chambers.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk, can we get a roll call?
Mayor Pro Tem Castillo? Aye. Councilmember Smith?
Happily, aye.
Councilmember Stieber?
Aye.
Councilmember Welty?
Aye.
Mayor Terry?
Absolutely, yes.
Motion passes.
Number 14, adopt urgency ordinance. Number 267, adopting by reference of the 2025 California Building Standards Code, Title 24 California Code of Regulations, including the 2025 California Fire Code with local amendments, repealing conflicting ordinances and declaring the urgency thereof, the introduction and first reading of the ordinance number 268, adopting by reference the 2025 California Building Standards Codes, Title 24 California Code of Regulations, with local amendments and repealing conflicting ordinances. And we have a presentation by our city attorney, Stephen Graham.
All right, thank you, Mayor. I'm trying to make these agenda items as long and complicated as possible.
Well done. Well done.
Just, to make it challenging for everybody. Every 3 years, the state of California, specifically the California Building Standards Commission, adopts new building standards for the state of California. Under the Health and Safety Code, the city has an obligation to adopt those codes as our minimum standards. We are allowed to have local amendments that increase or make more strict those standards, but it has to be based on local conditions. Additionally, the legislature, and we talked about this earlier this year, I think, actually, the legislature imposed some restrictions. They passed it on an urgency basis. They threw it into their budget bill, but they added some restrictions on our ability to add stricter requirements for residential buildings. It's not something the city of Canyon Lake has typically engaged in. In fact, if you look, we're simply adopting the building code as is. But some other cities throughout the state have attempted, at least in the mind of the state, to add really strict requirements that increase the cost of developing housing as a way to limit it. So what you have in front of you is a two-parter. We have an urgency ordinance because we meet once a month and because ordinances go into effect 30 days after they're adopted. If we were to do this on regular order only, there would be about a week and a half long period in January where we would not be in compliance with state law and the new building code for the city would not be in effect. It's not the end of the world, but it does add to some uncertainty. So we are recommending the adoption of the urgency ordinance. As the council knows, urgency ordinances typically go into effect immediately, but if you look at the language of this one, it goes into effect on January 1st, 2026. Urgency ordinances also require a 4/5 vote of the city council. Simultaneously, we're recommending the introduction and first reading of Ordinance 268, which is the exact same language, but it's on regular order. So about a week and a half into January, the regular ordinance will take over. And all that means is that no one would be able to challenge the ordinance on the basis that it was adopted on urgency. Like I said, the building department is recommending no changes to the standard building code of the state of California for the city of Canyon Lake. We do have some proposed changes that are listed in the ordinance on the fire code side. Again, these are relatively standard. They track the past history of the city. We do have some very unique conditions when it comes to fire in the city of Canyon Lake. We have steep hills. We have difficulty moving apparatus throughout the city. I'm sure the fire chief would be able to go through any particular local amendment that he is proposing, as well as the local conditions that justify it. If you want, there is a matrix that's included in the staff report that actually goes through each local amendment and tells you what local conditions justify it. That's another requirement that the state has for us. So all in all, routine business as usual to get our codes up to date, just like every other city is doing right about this time of year. But if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer it. And I believe the fire chief is happy and able to answer any questions you have about the fire code amendments themselves.
Any questions for staff? Do we have any public comment cards on this item?
Mayor, we do not.
Are we taking, Mr. City Attorney, a motion and a second for both 267 and 268?
So your city attorney is perfectly fine with you voting on both of these things as a single motion. Your city clerk may want to have a cleaner set of minutes though. No, city clerk's on board. And to make it even better, you could even say, I will take a motion on staff's recommendation and leave it at that. And then you wouldn't have to read it all again, since you've already read it once.
I will take a motion and a second on the staff recommendation.
I will make that motion for you, Mr. Mayor.
I will gladly second that.
Perfect.
City Clerk, can you conduct a roll call vote?
Mayor Pro Tem Castillo? Aye. Councilmember Smith?
Aye.
Councilmember Stieber?
Aye.
Councilmember Welty?
Aye.
Mayor Terry?
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, committee reports and comments. I will begin to my left with Councilman Jeremy Smith.
Perfect. RTA. Dale, you covered me last month, so you could talk about that, and I won't. I will say that we had an incident today on one of our passengers, and it's probably going to make the news, but I won't go into the details, but it's pretty incredible, the CEO that we have at RTA, and she was on scene, and give kudos to her and, all that she has to go through with, incidents that involve life or death. So with that, I don't know if you've seen this yet, Mr. Mayor, but this is the WRCOG report on traffic studies throughout the county of Riverside. And this was presented to me today at RCTC, and I eagerly said, can you please send this to me before my city council meeting tonight so I can share with my colleagues this pretty cool information. It's the myths of why Riverside County's traffic is as bad as it is. So I thought this was pretty cool. So I'm going to just share a couple keynote things here that we think it's because a lot of people, live and work here, but actually only 40% of all Riverside residents are employed. 60% of our people here in Riverside don't have a job, and that's because they're either retired or they're unemployed or they're too young. I thought that was very interesting. You guys have probably heard this, but Riverside County is the largest growing county. I think it's the 4th in the nation. And so that's because people are coming here instead of moving to LA, Orange County and San Diego, or they're leaving those counties and deciding to pick Riverside County. So our big question is what do we do about all the congestion and all the traffic? And sadly, WRCOG didn't really have any answers for us other than do anything and everything you possibly can. Because people are coming and they're either going to do one of two things. They're going to stay here and complain and be upset about the traffic, or they're going to move out of state. And that's kind of what we're starting to see because of the issues that are happening politically in California. But I have this report. If anyone out there is listening and watching this and wants to see it, it's really fascinating to see exactly what our residents, not just in Canyon Lake, but throughout the county are doing through the hours of transportation. And you would think it's just going to and from work, but that is the exact opposite. It's people who are just going and doing their doctor's appointments, grocery shopping, dropping the kids off, and I was actually baffled by that. I thought it was busy in the morning because of the commute, but it's not. It's just when people decide to do their things more so than not. But interesting stuff, and I know you probably have more to report on that. And other than that, it was a busy month, a lot going on. We had our SCAG meeting. Dale was there for that too. A lot of community events. Kudos to you, Mr. Mayor, for continuing to do the Coffee with the Mayor this whole year. Casey started that 6 years ago, and it has never missed a month since then. And I think it is so important that you've partnered with our water board director and you continue that on, and it's important that we have an opportunity for our residents to come forward. And I've had the opportunity to go several times this year, and I just want to say thank you for making the time and making it a priority. But a lot of good things happening in Canyon Lake, and it was good seeing everyone yesterday at the Veterans event. It's always a good time to be able to honor the ones that are served. And lastly, I want to say thank you to Chief, all the hard work. The fire guys were incredible. They convinced me to buy shirts, which they should. They told me that they lost some money on that purchase, but I was proud to do it. And I love the fact that the Chief is as competitive as he is, because I think the fire department will win when it comes to giving out stickers and when it comes to giving out hats. I don't think our new chief is going to be able to compete to what the fire department does, because they sling those things around like nobody's business. So it was good seeing you, Chief, in a Hawaiian shirt. So make that more of a priority. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
To be fair, Chief has had a 3-year start on our new chief. But on the other side of that, our new chief has been watching Chief Tendris,
Right.
so, and he's a pretty smart guy.
Hey, our captain was there. He was slinging stickers too. So my kids took full advantage of everything that was given to them. So thank you, everyone, for all the free candy that I had to throw away.
Great.
If there's any sponsors interested in sponsoring these stickers we're giving away, please contact the city manager.
Attorney for a furniture firm that would like to do that. So a law firm here would like to. He's being replaced by the assistant city attorney. So.
And for our new friends at RSO, get ready to start peeling our fire stickers off the back of your patrol cars, because I've seen it.
Mr. Mayor, if I could have a quick rebuttal, the Hawaiian shirt, if you did not look closely, was the United States Air Force shirt.
I saw that.
Councilmember Welty.
Yeah, I'll cover a couple of meetings. One was a SCAG meeting this month, and part of it was a little bit from the month before. We're talking about traffic and population and houses being built. There's a overall statistic that our birth rate is not replacing our existing rate of population. So we will be seeing some changes in the future if that trend continues. People are just having less kids for a lot of reasons. We always see that, new communities have huge schools and they need all this development, and when the older communities coming in from the Orange County, they're having less kids and their schools are kind of getting empty and they're having to close some of them down. So we are seeing that decline in population. According to statistics, the only way to get our population to stay even is kind of to do some immigration. I don't know the right number of how many residents we should have in our citizens in America, but if our population did decline, our housing shortage would look a little better. And I don't mean we take guns and shoot people, but we do have a lower birth rate. So traffic, housing, education, it may all look different in a generation. So that may be coming. The second thing we talked about was heat islands, is that we are, with the SCAG, a lot of it's urban like LA, and they talk about how the pavement is heating things up and the buildings are heating things up. And they did a little discussion on reflective pavement, and which was really interesting and expensive. And unfortunately, the second half of the discussion was, but there might be a better way, and that's simply to get some trees with some foliage on it. So that is actually a better way to keep the heat islands down. That you could actually plant some nice trees with some canopies, and we could make Canyon Lake cooler again with trees. We had a palm tree period here where everything was everybody put up palm trees, and the reality is the palm trees don't shade much. They look pretty, but they don't provide the shade. So that was discussion. I don't see any reflective pavement coming to our city anytime soon, just because we have the option for trees, and we have plenty of trees. We are kind of lucky. We have the lake, and the lake does some reflecting, and we have some land around us that does some reflecting too. So the second part will be T-Now, which is part of the RTCT organization. And we had a presentation by the sheriff and the Marietta Police Department basically on e-bikes. And to round it all up into one word, they kind of said drones. They can't chase the kids because there's likelihood that they'll die in the process, but they're having some success tracking them down with drones, finding out where they live, and being able to ticket them there. So I'm not saying they're winning the war on drones, but it's certainly winning the war on e-bikes, but they're making progress. And it was kind of impressive to see that we had the new technology of e-bikes, which is going to result in more use of a new technology called drones. And so it's always that battle of technologies, I guess. So that's where that's at. Thank you.
It's always fascinating. Councilmember Stieber.
Perfect. And I'll be fast. Unfortunately, I rushed here from work and left my laptop, and so I'm taking a lot of my notes. It has been a busy month, as a lot of you are aware. I love November 1st because October is finally over for me. But I did stay very busy during October. One of them, and it adds on to your palm trees, is I got to do a tour of CR&R's plant out here in Paris. And one thing I learned from that walkthrough is do not put palm trees in your landscape trash cans. They're supposed to go in your black trash can. So that's one for the community there. But amazing plan over there, see where how everything's processed, and really at the end of the day, that anaerobic digester is creating energy for the area, and that's an awesome process. Also attended with a few of you Cal City's annual conference in Long Beach, which I haven't got the full word yet, but it looks like they're going to be throwing me in a second year under policy committee. So that was good news. I do want to thank Maddie and staff, not only for what a terrific job staff did for the Pumpkin Bash, but I know Maddie had 2 or maybe 3 events between October to Veterans. So we had our State of the City,
She's
we
a
have
machine.
Pumpkin Bash, we have Veterans. I think she's planning a Christmas party now, but really want to give a shout out to Maddie. I thought I saw her. Oh, there you are. There you are. I knew I saw you. I got to attend also a joint chamber event that we had here during the Halloween time at the Country Club. It was very successful, and seeing that other chambers, and I think that's what I said, chamber, right? Okay, perfect. Other chambers willing to come to Canyon Lake to join our chamber and holding big events, and vice versa, our chamber going out to other chamber and just keeping that brand recognition going. But it was a very successful chamber, and I applaud all of them. Last few, again, thank you, vets, for all your service. I truly appreciate it. I know it's either next week or the week after. We have the turkey and blanket drive, which you probably will highlight that. I'll end with everyone have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and go Centennial. Round 1 of CIF starts Friday.
Mayor Pro Tem Castillo.
Thank you. I wanted to congratulate Mayor Terry and city staff on a great State of the City. It was a lot of fun.
Killed it, man.
And you were really funny.
It's all staff.
Well, and you were entertaining, and I heard from various attendees that Canyon Lake always puts on a quick, informative, and entertaining State of the City, and I think that you truly delivered once again. It's a good time. Pumpkin Bash is fast becoming one of my favorite things in Canyon Lake. We just had a lot of community members and then people from outside of Canyon Lake coming to see how great it is inside. So thank you to staff for a great Pumpkin Bash. I wanted to say thank you to Mayor Terry for coming to Marietta to watch, actually to Riverside to watch Canyon Lake.
Eastvale.
Canyon Lake kids play in football games for Marietta High School.
And they were carrying that entire freshman team.
Yes, so it's kind of cool when the mayor comes to watch Canyon Lake kids. So I was appreciative of that. And then lastly, I am thankful. It's Thanksgiving season, right? So I'm thankful for all of you. It is very much a pleasure and an honor to serve with all of you, city staff, community members, and my colleagues. It's wonderful. I love it. I love you. And then I wanted to say one more thing. I hope you highlight the video that we just did, because that's pretty cool.
I got it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I do want to start with Maddie. I don't know how you do it. I mean, I'm never going to convey to the general public everything that you do. And you do it with such grace. I have never heard you complain. I would. But I have never heard you complain. State of the City, Pumpkin Bash, Veterans Day, boom, boom, boom. And you do it with such class, ease, and I'm going to encourage residents, when they see you, they need to hunt you down and they need to thank you for all you have done for our residents this year. And I know it's not a whole lot of people here, but if we could give you a round of applause.
Thank you, and I would like to say that without Chief and Ruby, the two people right next to me, I wouldn't be able to do it all with ease and how easily it looks to everyone. So I'm really grateful to have a really supportive team, so thank you.
See how I complimented you and offered you the opportunity to compliment other people. That's why you're a class act. Great job, Maddie. Thank you, Chief. Thank you. Okay, earlier today, Mayor Pro Tem and I, we shot a video. The Junior Women's Club was right here, and the video was, they have made a challenge to the yacht club, they have made a challenge to the car club, and they have made a challenge to all the real estate agents. So all
And the women's club.
And the women's club. And what we're talking about is the City of Canyon Lake Turkey and Blanket Drive. So all the turkeys, and it's not just turkeys, it's also any item that you would find on a Thanksgiving table, we invite you to bring those down. And all those proceeds will go towards Helping Hands. Helping Hands is an organization that assists families in need, both here in Canyon Lake and in Lake Elsinore. We will also be highlighting Animal Friends of the Valley. You can bring your blankets, and myself and Monica Lyons will be there. Monica Lyons of Yard Fresh will be there collecting all those items. Now, getting back to the JWC, they called me 2 nights ago and they said, we just approved an allocation of $500 for turkeys. I'm not good at math. That's probably like 1 million turkeys, Aaron. What do you think? But I just think that it's my favorite day of the year.
Yeah.
Because I get to meet with the general public. You get to see everything that is Thanksgiving on that particular day. I know, Aaron, this is a big day for you as well, and I look forward to hanging out with you there. You have any challenges, by any way?
They just come to me, Mayor. They're never planned. It just comes out. So
Okay.
it'll be here.
All right, so I hope to see everybody at the City of Canyon Lake Turkey Drive Thursday, November 20th. It'll be between 2 and 4 p.m. And
Wait, Mayor, can we challenge someone?
you can.
Well, then we should challenge the POA.
Yeah, that's why I was leaning on my city manager there.
Yes.
Kind of let us all down.
Let's challenge each director.
Yeah, I say that we as a council.
Yes.
Should challenge each of the directors.
I picked Jeff Bill.
Okay.
I'm going after him.
So, Council, what is your commitment that you're going to challenge? Are you committing to?
My wife and I will challenge $250 worth of turkey.
There we go.
Oh.
I got a 250. Do I get a 350?
I will match the 250.
Me too.
Okay.
We're at 750.
We'll match. My wife and I will match.
I'm just proud of the 3 guys making decisions about their wives right now.
No. I had a discussion with my wife before I came here.
I have not, but I'm all in. I'm matching you, Mr. Mayor. And I'm going to challenge Director Bill over there, Jeff Bill, I think is the VP at the POA. I'm going to challenge him to do the same thing, him and his wife.
I will challenge Director Doherty.
Nice.
You've got two already.
No, Jeff Bill. You got
Oh,
Bill,
I
I
thought,
believe.
I got Bill. Sure. I thought you claimed.
So you got to call him. I'll call him.
You should challenge Laney.
You should challenge Laney.
Oh, I got to sign Lane.
No, you got to sign Bill. That means,
Thing's gone off the rails.
that means you got the other Bill.
New bill.
I just want to.
Even though Greg was an easier walk for me.
I want to remind the council that the minutes are taken here, and I do not recall a commitment from one council member, so I just need to get it clear.
I was seeing if anyone was going to raise the stakes over here, but I'm willing to jump in the race with everyone and also do 250 from my household.
Yes.
And I will do the same, and I will specifically call out Eric Kazakov to make sure he does the same. My wife is probably watching right now, so no shoes for the rest of the year, baby.
The city attorney's office will challenge general counsel.
Nice.
Nice. Love it.
Love that. We're all got our marching orders.
Wish all the residents and their families a beautiful Thanksgiving, and I'm looking forward to spending time with my family. I know everyone here at this table is looking forward to doing the same. Now wait for this. City manager comments.
Thank you so much, Mayor. I was fully prepared to ask. I want to specifically talk about the HSIP project, the Highway Safety Improvement Project. It is a project that I shall dub Much Ado About Nothing. The reason I say that is an HSIP project usually goes on for years as you go through the process. So it's important that the public knows that this isn't something that's done in a week. So for many of the individuals on social media, they have had a very long time to call into question both my sanity and competence. They didn't have to just scramble it into this small amount of time. This HSIP project is going wonderfully right now. I get out there and I drive a couple times a day. I go east, I go west while the lanes are closed just to look at what the flow is like. They're doing a great job. I got on the construction call today just to tell them that. That is not to say it is without any incident of any kind, but they're really doing a great job of getting them out there early, and as soon as they're done, taking them down. There was a lot of concern about Halloween. That it was really going to affect how the traffic flow was on Halloween. They were down long before 3:30. Most of the school children were not even home throughout that whole process. So really a huge benefit to everybody that is going to be traveling the Railroad Canyon Road between, and Lake Elsinore is doing the same. They have a slightly different project, but it's HSIP as well, that is just going to make that entire area safer. It's providing lighting. It is providing a safe delineator in a concrete wall between the heading east and heading west. So it is an extremely needed project, or HSIP, which is grant funded. They never would allow it. They're not giving things out willy-nilly, I assure you. That you really have to show the need for the safety. So I just really want to compliment the entire group that's working on that, from Interwest to American Asphalt. They really are doing a great job. I'm appreciative of their communication. Maddie, once again, she's probably tired of hearing how amazing she is, but what a great place we would be in if we got her to be tired of that. She's really been putting out our social media, letting everybody know what's going on. I really have tried to follow that, and it's been very informative and getting down to where it kind of isolates what's going on from this time to that time, when there's going to be road closures. Everyone can kind of see the progress as they drive by. The extension of the turn lane going into the gate is going well. That is a project within the project. So I really just wanted to talk about that and make sure everybody knows that we in the city have our eyes on it. We are watching it. As I said, I try each day to get out and get in the traffic and see if it's really backing up. But the flow has been great so far. So that is my update. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Mayor.
There's one thing I forgot. Go ahead.
I just wanted to add a quick question or comment. Sorry. You're right. the project's been great. The help of the 74 is even eased because there were some unknowns of what's starting, what's finishing, and do we only go out of Eastport. So great that kind of all these projects around us are flowing. I do want to applaud the presence from the city on social media. I'm actually hearing quite a lot about that through our community of more people are starting to now follow the city's pages. They're getting information, and especially through this HSIP project. So I want to applaud you and your team for keeping that going, and I'll keep making it known to follow the city's social media pages. Thank you.
I think it's a lesson for all city managers. Just hire smart people and sit back and be pretty. That's what we're doing because the team's really killing it.
Thank you.
Great job on your Veterans Day speech yesterday.
Yeah.
Great job.
Thank you very much.
This meeting is adjourned. Our next meeting will be on December 10th, 2025. Do they want